Hello, how are you, Camille?
I am good. Thanks for having me today.
Well, thank you for accepting our invitation and spending some time with us, sharing your stories. Really excited for our conversation. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Yes, thank you very much. And by the way, I love your yellow.
Yes, I wanted to
Really
bring
looks good on you.
some pop.
Right?
You want a little pop?
Yes. Do you like to wear colors, like colorful clothes, typically?
Yeah, I do. I like to be colorful.
That's
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. I like black and gray and white, and my husband makes fun of me. Like your wardrobe it's just black and white. Any other colors? Yeah. But I like seeing people in different colors. It's yeah, bright.
And just like how you do, white, grays, blacks, that's like how my office is. My office is all white and no color. And then I provide a top of color. So yes,
Y-
we're a little on the opposite end.
Yeah, yes. Where are you based again, Camille?
I'm in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
Yes, so typically the weather is warmer than where I am.
We wear flip-flops 365 days a year. A lot of people like to say that, right? So we're the
Yeah.
sunshine state, and we go from hot to steaming.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah. Yeah. How's the weather there now?
It is steaming. It is you just run from your car into a building because it's so hot outside. It's yeah.
Yeah.
Like fall come, fall come. The fall is not the traditional fall that anyone from where you are in New York is used to. Traditional fall here is probably more of spring there.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Many of your employees based in Florida or quite dispersed across?
So we have a very diversified workforce. We have 95% of our employees are remote and they are throughout the entire US. So we go all the way out to California. We're Midwest. We have employees in Texas. We're all over. So North Carolina, Washington. So you have them
Oh,
everywhere. Yeah.
I'm sure the role HR plays is quite significant, especially in that sense where people are everywhere. The role I'm sure is quite significant, which we will get into. But before we do that, a little bit about yourself, please.
So, well, I am originally from Jamaica, grew up in New York. So I know how it is with the seasons. I do miss that. And now living in Florida. And my journey into HR wasn't really a straight line. It was more like a puzzle that came together over time.
I saw that on your LinkedIn, Camille. I want you to dive into that. I
Well,
want you to
yeah.
hear your story, how you got to where you are. Yes.
So I actually started out thinking I was going to go into communication. So I wanted to be on the radio. I have the face for radio, and that's my first love. Loved it. I enjoyed my college experience so much that I decided to make a pivot to go into higher ed. So I wanted to become a dean and I moved into student affairs. So while pursuing my master's at Nova Southeastern University, I had a job working in the career development office. And in that office, I help students with their resumes and guiding through assessments and like Myers-Briggs and preparing for those interviews and facilitating all those trainings and how to dress your best for that job interview. And my degree had a concentration in conflict resolution. So a lot of my work was about helping people, getting through those tough conversations, what really matter, removing all of that noise around and finding, cohesiveness and resolving that conflict. And what I realized during that time what I loved was being a servant leader, helping people uncover their passions, define their career paths, find what their strengths are, help them build on those weaknesses. That's gave me energy. And that opened my eyes to HR because HR had that vast, you play all those roles within HR. And I could take some work of, guiding, developing, supporting people into the workplace. And for me, HR was has always been like a puzzle. I've carried that love since I was a kid. Me and my sister used to race and finish puzzle pieces. We would have the same puzzle pieces and we'll race and under pressure on who can finish the puzzle. So for me, that was exciting. For me, that's play, right? So every day when there is a problem to solve, for me, it's exciting. I'm reminiscing as a child what I enjoyed doing. And so it's like fitting together the people, the processes, the culture in a way that makes the whole picture come alive. And so that puzzle solving mindset and what continues to inspire me today in this work. And so that's how I got into HR and stuck it. No, I don't really know a lot of people who came in and said, I'm going directly into HR. We all have that pathway that just, we just end up there throughout our career. So that's kind of where I got into it. People's everyday experiences at work, I love it. I love coming into a space where I can solve challenges, create environments where people feel valued and seen.
Amazing. What does servant leadership mean to you? I loved that phrase when you just said it during your intro. What does that mean to you?
For me, a servant leader is someone who is giving back, someone who is guiding, developing, being that person that another person needs to be. You're giving your whole self to serve them and be there for them, whatever that looks like. If that may be a mentor, that may be a coach, that may just be a listening ear, and you don't need to solve anything, just being there. And so for me, that's what it looks like when I think of a servant leader.
Inspiring and touching. Did you have role model, or do you still have role model who showed you early on, especially early on in your career, what servant leadership is and should be?
Oh my gosh, I have so many mentors that don't even know that they're mentors. Characters from TV shows or authors for books, and in this, yes, it's
I'm book nerd, Camille, as you can tell. I'm book nerd, and there's so many authors that call them my secret mentors. They don't know I exist, but they are my mentors.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely 100%. So and I don't know if it's being a Libra. I always say, like, being a Libra, I always have to be balanced, but that we struggle. They say you struggle with making a decision, but it's that we always want to find a balance. So we're not like hardcore set. So I have, our dean at Nova Southeast University, I looked at him as a servant leader, and he taught a lot of our master courses. And so I looked to him. I look to different authors like Mel Robbins. Love her. I love her. So it's a array of people. I love to read, just like how you say you're a book nerd. I love it. I can spend hours reading and when I can't read and I'm driving, I'm listening to a book,
Me too. Audiobooks. Yes.
So I don't have one, but I do pull away from things, and I always think about what would they do? What would this person do? And I'm always trying to, for myself, grow and develop. And I'm always internally looking in on myself, like, how could I have done that better? How are others seeing me, or how's that being taken away from how my message came across? So I'm always thinking in that light, and always applying, because, each mentor has their different part that they play. Right. And so thinking of that, okay, what would Mel do?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's kind of where I am with mentors and my secret mentors and those that don't know that I exist.
What you just said, so resonating with me. For me, especially when things are tough.
Mhm.
When it is good time, it is easier to be, at least in my experience, easier to be quote unquote good leader. But when it is tough, things are tough, stakes are high, stress so high, pressure high, it is tougher to stay in that mental zone to be the servant leader. And that's especially when I try to think like what my secret mentors would do in this situation, in this stressful situation. How would they hold themselves up?
Mhm.
So what you said very much resonate well with me. Thank you for sharing. Do you have any books that you want to recommend to me and the listeners in terms of leadership?
Really great book. If you look on my LinkedIn, I have a photo with the author. Love it, love it, love it. I got a signed copy for my sister. One is in my home in my shelf, and I have it on audio by Lisa Sun, Grammatis. I love that book. Oh my
I've
gosh.
heard of that book, and I think I follow that author
Mm-hmm.
on LinkedIn, but I haven't read that book. Okay, I will buy that book.
It's really good. It's really good.
Thank you. Thank you for the recommendation.
Yeah, no problem.
In terms of your non-linear career journey, would love to double click into that a little bit because I went through very windy journey too throughout my career. And early on, I was very impatient with myself. Like, why can't you figure things out? Why do you have to go this way, that way, like
Mhm.
multiple different directions when so many people seem like they figure things out and just on a highway to like success, whatever that meant for me. And I hear from students, like university students who are in the program and about to graduate, they ponder, right? So what is next for me? I need to decide on one thing that I really want to do. So yeah, how was your non-linear journey for you? Did you feel ever like lost?
Oh, for me, my personality type is go with the flow. I'm a very go with the flow type of person. If I enjoy it, I'm gonna go it, and I feel that not everyone has the same path at the same time. We're all going to be at different levels at different times, and that's what is meant for you right now, and not to look at others and see what others are doing, but look internally on what you want to do. So for me, like I said, my first love was radio and I wanted to do radio and I did that. And then I started growing and learning more about myself. And I'm like, oh, well, I want to go in this direction. And then I did that transition. Then I ended up in HR and I was able to, because I had great bosses that I did have, I had the ability to try new things, new projects, and I always give my team members that opportunity. Yeah, you may be in this one role, but you can step outside of that role by taking on different projects at work, being involved in different community activities, volunteering. You learn a lot from volunteering. You get put into things when you're volunteering and you're helping out and you realize, hey, maybe I like doing this. And so just, internships that help too and that help guide me. And there's times where I feel like, okay, if I'm getting bored, I need to move along. I need to move out of this. I need to transition out of this. I don't think we should all be set on a one course and feel that if, we didn't get to that direction that we originally wanted to get to, that we failed. No, you had another pathway and it's okay. And it's okay to go in a different direction, just not what was for you at that time. And that's okay. And that's okay. And someone's journey you may see someone that you look up to and it looks like it took them overnight for it to happen, but in reality, they have things that are happening too behind the scenes that you're not going to see. And that's one thing with social media. It shows the happy, great times. It doesn't show the tough times that they're going through. And it just for others to remember that what you're seeing on screen is not everything in the background. And you are going to have struggles and it's okay. It's okay to continue to fail because you are growing from it and it's building you up. So that's some kind of advice that I would give.
Thank you for sharing. Yes, one door closes, another door opens. And
Yes.
sometimes, at least in my experience, it was helpful to think of it in a way that one door needs to close to have another door for another door to be open.
Mhm,
When we're just accumulating without letting anything go,
mhm,
we cannot add another thing or just try different things. So
mhm.
if we look at it that way, yeah. Thank you.
No problem.
Okay, let's do a little bit of pivot from here.
Okay.
Employee experience, given that you are in HR.
Mhm.
What does employee experience mean to you and within your organizational context?
Ooh, that's a good question. Um, and we can get into, I know we're gonna get into like all the different employee experience stories and all of that. But what it means to me, it's just like, me with my servant leadership. And I feel any employee that comes in, the new employee that comes in, that journey timeline, they come in, they do that interview, that first welcome, their orientation, 90 days of onboarding or however long your organization has. And if they ever have to go through the performance management process or any, just that employee along the line and those touch points and those major moments and how you connect with those employees and what that looks like during each of those major touch points. So for me, employee experience is rising to the occasion and being there when it matters, right? So when I have that first interview and what does that look like and how do we come across? And that's my experience, right? And making sure that we give a great one. Even if you don't hire a candidate when you're going through recruiting, they're still going through that experience. And there's so many times where employers ghost someone, or I don't want to go through with this person, so they ghost them. That's a horrible employee experience. And you may have it all together when they get into the organization, but you want to think about people who did not, because there are some organizations that do it so great that they may not get in the first time. They'll reapply when they are ready. And when they are at that level, they're coming to your organization and you're having this person who fought to be here and they're going to fight to stay here. And they're going to want to be a part of your organization and all in. And so making sure every part of that employee journey, that the employee has a great experience throughout that. And there's sometimes that offboarding, right? When we're no longer together anymore and we have to sever that relationship, and that's never easy. It's always a tough conversation, but making sure that we have that empathy and transparency when we're going through that process. So the good, the bad, but being there and being in the right, giving that right experience that they're looking for, giving them what they're looking for at that time, meeting the employee where they need to be at that time. I hope I explained it.
You did, you did. Yes, you did. Is there any particular employee experience project or initiative that you undertook and led that you are especially proud of?
Absolutely. So when I first got here, one reason why I joined the organization is I loved how, the employees were when I came into the office to do my interview. And I was like, I went home and I said to my husband, oh my gosh, I want to work here. I love the energy. I love how everyone interacts with each other. This is the company, right? So, but when I got here, I saw that mental health, which is really big for me. I'm a big advocate for mental health. We had nothing on mental health. And our employees were struggling with this high pressure environment. It's a very high performing, high pressure, really stressful environment when you're in sales. And so they were suffering from burnout, and you can see that. And so when Mental Health Month, we put together a Mental Health Awareness Month initiative, and it has grown throughout the years that I've been here. And for me, that was very impactful. We did things like Reiki therapy, sound baths, stress therapy, chair yoga. We did, paw therapy where we brought pets in and they got time to do therapy. And then always thinking about, we have remote employees, so always coming up with, those remote initiatives too. We had therapists come in and do, therapy sessions virtually with our employees. And just at the end, every single year since I started this initiative, at the end of every month, we would do a big dance off. And so this is where we did, boots on the ground. Everyone's walking around with their fans. They had their fans. We had employees on Zoom dressed up in cowboy attire.
So amazing.
It was amazing. We had so much fun. I did a little video of some of it because we had different sessions throughout the day. And it was just so much fun. And you can feel the employee, the stress coming off of them. They're excited, was having a good time. And you can feel that and you can see that. And I loved it. And for me, it all came into play when I had a team member months later that said, Camille, I was going through a lot that month. I lost my grandmother, this was happening. And what you guys in the HR department provided that month for me was what kept me here. Because I thought I was going to have to, I couldn't be at work. I couldn't handle what was going at home. It was just a lot happening. And that for me was a big takeaway when I heard that from that team member. It's like, thank you so much for doing that. And I didn't even know we were touching this person when we were touching this person. And so for that for me is what really truly what employee experience is. Like, you're not even knowing, right? And It gives you the tingles. Yeah.
Yes, goosebumps.
Mm-hmm.
How do you do that, like, feedback loop? Do you have particular mechanisms to be able to collect those feedback in a timely manner without missing?
So we do a lot of things. So we have an always on listening initiative. So every single touch point that we have with our employees all throughout HR, so our employee relations team, our people ops team, our recruitment team, every single function of HR, we always reach out after every touch point and send out a survey. So we have those surveys going out. We also have an annual employee survey. We have stay interviews that we do with our employees. We do our monthly engagement survey that we send out through our newsletter. So we do a lot of that feedback loop. And then based off of, we have a wellness survey too. And based off of the feedback, we'll analyze the data, go through, okay, we did this program, and then we'll share this with the employees. Hey, you asked for this, and this is what we've done. So we would give them updates on their feedback so that they know, hey, we heard you, we're listening, and we put this in place because you asked for it. And that's one thing that I love because they're hearing that, oh, they're listening to me. So they're more open to share. They feel it's more of a safe space to share, which is very important because you want employees to feel, hey, this is not working. I want to be able to come out and tell you. And we had that. We have that. Sometimes it's really tough things to hear, but we listen and we don't judge. I love that one. And we create that safe space for them where they can come in and share that feedback because we have so many ways that we're connecting with them, with communicating with them, and being transparent with them.
Given the diverse workforce that you have, geographically all over the map, how do you connect those people? How you, as leadership, connect with everyone? And also, how can employees connect with each other, given that they're not physically in the same place?
Yeah, so we actually do Zoom. So we have their virtual office, as we would like to say. So our team members are on Zoom. And then we have monthly coffee chats where we have an HR Zoom and employees could come on their lunch break and we have table topics and we'll throw those out and we'll talk and we'll connect. Our employees are very social with each other and with their Slacks and their huddles. And we have a two Slack engagement channels. We have one for all employees, and then we have one for our in-office, which they call it our in-office team. And the one for all of our employees, it's called One Love, our One Love Slack channel. So it's awesome. People share all of the, photos, like if they got married or if their kid received, a award at school or a graduation. We share all of that. We post water, where they have where you go and have
Water cooler?
water cooler topics. Thank you. Yes, we have water cooler topics, which we pop in the Slack, and then you see them going and adding all their messages. So we have a lot of ways for our employees to connect virtually. We do a lot of it. And let me tell you, they enjoy it and they have a great time.
So what particular tools that I heard Slack, I heard Zoom, other than those, any other tools that you have utilized that worked particularly well?
For us, those two are really big. We do leverage in our HRIS. We have badges that team members can give to each other, and we do shout outs. And then we have our intranet where we have our employee engagement hub where we can do peer recognition, employee recognition, shout outs, all of that. So we do a lot of that on our employee engagement hub. So those are, a few of the tech, I guess you can say, that we use.
Talked about mental health. You are a fan of that topic, raising awareness around it. How do you balance all the different responsibilities and priorities that you have, both professional life and personal life?
Great question. In our leadership course, I do teach a session on energy zappers and then the energizers, right? And knowing what that is. And for me, that's family, that's a good book. So I can, sometimes if it's too much going on and I need a break, I need to be around my family. I love to will go to my parents' house, mother-in-law house, the grandkids, my siblings, their spouses. We come together, we'll watch a movie together, hang out on the couch, eat, talk, just hanging and being with family is what lifts my energy. And then always a good book. Like if I'm like, okay, no family right now, I don't want to hear people. I'm just going to get into this book. And I love a good book, and I'll zone out, and it'll bring my energy back up. And I'm not a person who drinks coffee. So everyone's like, where do you get that energy from? And it is definitely when I play my soca or reggae music in the morning coming to work, that gives me that energy that the coffee would give other people, would gives me that energy. So for me, that's my three things: music, reading, and family time.
Any recommendation that you have for people who want to find better balance or better harmony, like work-life harmony? I love that term, better than balancing. Yeah. Do you have any suggestion?
Yeah, because that's the thing where people's like, I want a work-life balance. That is not real for me. Work-life balance is not a thing. It is just like what you said. It's more of an alignment, because there are times at work where you have to do that overtime. You have to put in those extra long hours. There's changes in the organization. And then there's times when in your life that you need time away from work and you can't be there, and you need that support from your team and your organization, that you can step away and be and handle what's going on in life. So I don't see it as balance. I do see it as alignment. I think it's more about you understanding yourself and understanding what you need and recognizing that, and not pushing your body more than it can handle, and being okay with it. Because especially as women, we're always like pushing, 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 and not realizing you mentally may think you can keep going, but your body is going to tell you, no, you cannot. It needs to stop. So being able to listen to yourself, your body, what's going on, and knowing when to step back and when you need to take a break from work, when it's okay to continue to go into overdrive, or to step back and focus on those energizers to get you back where you need to be.
Yes, the tendency to continue to push. For me, Camille, the guilt. Guilt
Mhm.
is very real, both home life and work life. When I don't give like 1,000% of myself, that self guilt from very core
Mhm,
just
mhm.
rising, and yeah. So
Yes, because okay, so you're expected to go home, cook, clean house, take care of the kids, be there for them, help with homework, all of that. And then you're gonna go at work and you have to be the boss,
mhm.
at the top of, and it's hard. And hey, my husband loves to cook. That's what you love to do. So you go ahead and cook. Okay. So you take that away. And I don't have time to clean. And guess what? I look at, the silent mentors, and I look at other women who are successful. Hey, everyone knows Beyonce. Beyonce doesn't clean her house. She doesn't get slack about it, right? What does Beyonce do? She pays someone to clean. So I look at it like, okay, the things that I'm going to do at home, I cost this amount at work.
Mhm.
Am I going to use my time, the cost of my time here, to do these specific things? It's cheaper for me to pay someone to clean. My husband loves to cook, so he can go ahead and cook. But the things that I do value is the time with my family, right? So I'll sit down and I'll do homework with my kids, because that for me is like that bonding moment. And that's for me. That may not be for everybody else, and that's okay. You don't need to feel guilty about it. It's what helps you. You need to take care of you before you can take care of others. And so I do. I get it with the guilt, and I had to get over that. It
Yes,
takes a while though. It's easier said than done. I can definitely say
exactly.
that.
Yeah. One of the things you said there, the amount of value that we attach to our time, our energy, our health, right? They all have that value, and they should have value. And we need to attach value to those things. They're
Yes.
not free.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. 100%. And we forget that.
Yes. What's next for you, Camille?
What is next for me? Well, we're continuing to build. Right now, we have an AI initiative that our executive team put out, and we are looking to leverage AI and technology to have better employee experience. So that's where we are right now.
If you can share a little bit more about that is very timely, right? AI is everywhere. Everyone is talking about AI. So
Mhm.
if you can share a little bit more.
So our CIO came up with a AI first initiative, and we all were tasked, every department head was, how do we use AI in our department? So in HR, you want to think about, we're big about human connection. And so sometimes the thought is resistance when you try to introduce technology. It's like, well, where's the human connection in it? And for us, our team, we're like, hey, we're going to use this as in our DNA. It's going to be a tool so that we can leverage to be able to provide a better employee experience. So we're still going to have that connection, but we're going to have that connection at the right moment, at the right time, meeting the employee where they want to be. And so we're in a society right now, they say the microwave society, where we want instant, everything instant. And so we've seen that in HR. Our employees want instant. They want answers now, not 24 hours from now, right? And so we would think an SLA for a response on, anyone coming in and asking a question with HR, 24 hours is amazing. No, our employees today want within the next 10, 15 minutes, you need to be ready. Keeping that pain point in mind and thinking about, okay, how can we use technology to enhance the employee's experience? We came up with an AI chatbot. And so with this AI chatbot, employees were no longer having to wait for HR from, being available from 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. They can go into the AA chatbot on a Saturday or a Sunday, 2 o'clock in the morning, asking any HR question they want and getting instant answers. And so therefore, we created an enhanced employee experience. There is still connection, right? But they're getting what they're looking for, and we're meeting the employee where they are. And so that is one of the initiatives that we have, and we're looking to do more of that and using technology, AI, to continue to advance that employee experience.
Thank you for sharing, and thank you for more details there. That is quite top of mind for many leaders these days.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for having me, though.
Are there any questions that you were hoping to really address, but I didn't get to ask?
No, you got everything. You asked it all. Yeah.
Thank you very much once again for your time. Again, time is value. Well, yeah, along with health, like the most important precious resource that we have. So
Mm-hmm.
thank you very much. Such a pleasure talking to you.
Same. And it was great to be here. It was great sharing, great talking. And this energizes me too, talking about the things that I love and the things that we're doing, and that, what that looks like for others, and always supporting others who has any idea, what does that look like? What does that journey look like? And so thank you so much for allowing me to share.
Thank you. Until next time. Talk to you later.